My name is Ches Forrester Severn Parish and I'm 47. Okay, so I was diagnosed with heart disease. I was given like sonograms and things like that, but to be honest, I don't remember a lot about it because I was too busy being in denial. I was aware of it, I acknowledged it, then I pushed it to the side. So I can't tell you whereabouts in my aorta or anything where the heart attack happened, other than there was a pinched artery. And so they put a stent in, which was a very interesting process. I was wide awake, I didn't know I would be, and I had to put my hand on a grip, so that my hand was like this, and they inserted a very small tube right up into my wrist, all the way through into my heart. I felt movement but no discomfort. I went in on the Tuesday, which was the 15th of September. I was flown out to Wellington on the Thursday, had the surgery at 9 o'clock on Friday, and then I was discharged on Saturday. So it's production line surgery, which is actually a good thing. That actually gave me a lot of confidence because it meant that they have a lot of experience. So I felt really safe. That was it. It was the next day I got discharged. And then I went home and I was off work for 2 weeks. I did go through the 5 stages of grief. And I spent a lot of time with anger and its friend bitterness and resentment. And the reason is because I was a smoker. And I found that really, really hard to cope with. I was so stressed out and all I wanted to do was smoke and I couldn't. My family went through a bit of a shock. Probably the first time I've ever seen my partner afraid. And he cried, which made me want to cry. I was trying really hard when I was in hospital not to give in to that because I'm used to being in control and that was out of my control. And it was a very foreign feeling and it didn't sit well with me. And I didn't dare give myself permission to wallow because then I would have lost it. And I don't think I would have been able to cope. And my daughter, oh bless her, she's such a good girl. She was so worried about her mum. So worried. Her whole world just stopped to take care of me. I enjoyed smoking. I wasn't ready to give it up. This was done against my will. I couldn't prepare myself. I had no game plan to give up smoking. It was just done. And I fought it. I hated it. I resented it. Even now, and it's almost 2 years later, I couldn't go back to Bali. I couldn't go to Thailand because they have $2 packets of cigarettes. Even though I'm really good and I haven't cheated, I'm just not there yet. And I know it. And I can never smoke again. So I don't put myself in a situation where I'm tempted to. So now it's about taking responsibility, figuring out what it is that I want, and it does come down to altering my perspective. It is about acclimation because I have a new reality that I have to deal with. And I think what's really important is to not face that with fear, but to face that with optimism. And so it sounds really, really strange, but having a heart attack was a good thing. It means I had to deal with a lot of stuff that I didn't want to. I got rid of a lot of stuff that was unnecessary for me to have to deal with anymore. I don't really care what people think of me anymore. You know, I had purple hair, which I would never have done prior to having the heart attack, but I've always wanted purple hair. I've pierced my eyebrow, which was a huge thing for me. I've always wanted to do it, but I never would have done it. But now it's like, I don't care. I want to do it. Life is short. I had a heart attack. If I want it, I'll do it. And I think that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a naughty thing, but it makes me happy, and that's what I concentrate on. What brings me joy? What makes me happy? And it's still healthy for the people that are around in my life, like my family and my friends. At the beginning, my daughter, she was a food Nazi. She was so hard on me. She had this plan made out for me. It's like, yeah, but I'm the one who had the heart attack. You need to involve me in this sort of thing. But she was just so worried about me. And I think that scared me more than anything else, that she was so scared. And Daniel, he's really good. He's very, very supportive. It's really me who needs to be more well-behaved with my food, exercise, things like that. But my family are very supportive. And I have some really great mates, some very good friends, and my best friends. And so when I slip, or if I need advice, or if I need to get back on that horse, like with exercise, I go to them and say, look, I need a bit of help. You need to push me out the door at 6 o'clock in the morning, make me walk. And that's what girlfriends are for. So I'm very, very lucky. To be honest, being a Virgo, I self-counsel. I've always been able to do it. I have this thing where I just walk myself through the event all the time, and I think of different scenarios to fix things. It's only when I get stuck that I go look for help with my friends and family. But more often than not, I'm my own counsellor. Don't sweat the small stuff. Do what you want to do. As long as it's within my moral compass, it's not hurting anyone. I want to live with light in my life, with optimism, and have the faith that things will just work out fine. I was tired of my life being in a rut because I was too scared to make little changes or alterations in it. I don't worry about that anymore. That just holds me back, and I've got a life to live. I had a heart attack. I've got other things to worry about, I've just changed my job. I've just moved house. There's movement and shifts of energy in my life, and it's so good. So good. I'm really optimistic, and I'm having a good time. I think I'd like to immigrate for the next few years and then come back to New Zealand. It's something I've always wanted to do but never did. Once again, living life in fear. No, I don't have time for that anymore. There's just no more room for anything that holds me back. So I think Daniel and I will probably look at immigrating for a few years and having an adventure. We're not too old. We've still got time to do it. And we want to make sure that we're both healthy enough to enjoy it. So that's the plan.